I've got this nice smoothie that I've just made myself. So I started it off with some reverse osmosis water, a few hundred milliliters of that. 2 pineapples, there's 2 pineapples in here. I've already had some. And I've also got some bananas in there. And there's a pear and some white table sugar for taste. And I've got this glass here. I call it a glass. It's not glass, but I call it a glass. And on the side we have Nelly and Eddie. These, just like me, are vegans. They only eat plant foods. So how is it that it just happens to be that when I'm also eating plant foods, plant protein, when I'm eating plant protein, I also get strong and lean and powerful, just like these animals here. They don't eat steak, and I don't eat steak. So how is it that both Nelly and Eddie and me on plant protein? Okay, so we've got some plant protein here. Got some sweet plant protein in the background. We've got some starchy plant protein and some more plant protein. Got some more plant protein. How is it then that these beautiful creatures here can grow so big and strong if plant protein is not adequate for growth? Well, I know that it is because I'm still alive and I'm strong and healthy, and so is Nelly and Eddie. And yeah, this might seem like a strange thing to ask, and I already know the answer. I know that, and you should know that protein actually comes from plants. All the amino acids are found in all plant foods that you could ever eat. All the potatoes you could ever eat have got all the amino acids in that you'd ever need. Just like on the front of this, the packaging of this rice, there's an elephant outline. Okay, so we've got Nelly and Eddie on the side of this glass. We've got Eddie on the front of that. It doesn't matter what food you're eating, as long as you're eating food and not synthetic food like white table sugar. You're going to get protein from this mango, protein from this orange, protein from these potatoes, protein from this rice, and protein from this mango, and protein from this smoothie. And then animals eat plants. And then other animals eat those animals. Okay. And the protein, the amino acids that is made in the plants is broken down, the protein, to produce peptide bonded amino acids. And then the body reconfigures them. So if you're eating a potato, you don't look like a potato, do you? Because the body breaks it down and redesigns the amino acids into different protein structures. Just like if you eat oranges, you don't look like an orange. Just like these beautiful creatures here, the outline of these beautiful creatures, when they're foraging and they're eating their plant foods, they don't turn into trees, do they? You know, they're the equivalent of the animals tree with their, you know, their trunks, you know, big legs. You know, the equivalent of what a tree would look like if it was an animal. You know, you don't turn into a mango if you're eating mango protein. And just like when you're eating animals, which go vegan, you don't need to harm animals to live. If you eat sheep, you don't necessarily start going meh, meh, do you? So if you want to be healthy, these foods here are the way to go. And if you don't want to turn into the size of a cow, then stop eating cow. And if you want to be lean like these potatoes are, so these are literally low in fat foods, they're not covered in adipose tissue like a fat person. This doesn't turn into people who eat foods like this, they don't turn into big fat people because these foods are not big and fat. These are lean foods. They're low in fat, they're low in protein, but they have all the essential fats, the essential protein, the essential amino acids, the essential carbohydrate that you need in order to be healthy. So no, you won't turn into an orange, but because this is healthy, you'll turn into a healthy human being. And because this potato, again, you won't turn this potato, but it's healthy, so you'll turn into a healthy human being. So if you care about your health, you eat foods like this, and like and subscribe, and you'll be able to find out why and how you base your lifestyle on a vegan, low fat, low protein, high carbohydrate, starch and fruit based lifestyle with also exercise in the form of cycling. And this is the most healthy way to live. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.